It's happening again. After the Vancouver Canucks came into this season as buyers looking for a 2C to play behind Elias Pettersson to make a playoff push, we've seen them completely flip the script and go into a rebuilding mode after trading Quinn Hughes to the Minnesota Wild for multiple young assets and a first-round pick. But things completely changed yet again as Patrik Allvin spoke to the media, revealing the true direction of the Vancouver Canucks heading into the remainder of the season, and this has a lot of concern from the fan base with this management and ownership as they navigate whatever is happening. We're going to break down everything from quotes from Patrik Allvin, Jim Rutherford, the value of players, and so much in this episode. And the big thing with the Vancouver Canucks right now is it's been a teeter-totter season. We've seen the Canucks come in looking for a 2C. They were linked to players like Pavel Zacha, Casey Middlestat, when they were looking for a player to replace Filip Hronek in the lineup after going down with an injury. Of course, trading Quinn Hughes flipped the narrative, and we've seen the quotes coming out about this team. At the very moment in the holiday break, the Canucks are currently sitting 31st in the NHL with the second highest odds to land the first overall pick in the 2026 draft. Now, when trading Quinn Hughes, we've seen management speak. We've seen Jim Rutherford himself. Aquilini understands where we're at and the circumstances, the conversation I've had. He understands we do need some success in this draft. If we were going to do that, well, a 4 or 5 year rebuild. Now with this, of course, avoiding a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 year rebuild is something fans want. You don't want to go through the dark days of, listen, the Canucks have dealt with that already, but go through a 10-year span of trying to rebuild and being stuck in a situation of no success, but at least seeing Jim Rutherford speak out to say, hey, we are going to rebuild, was a breath of fresh air coming from Canucks fans, as this management group has never said that. Now, before we get into the quotes from Patrik Allvin, looking at this draft alone, the Canucks are doing a good job in the fact that they do have multiple first-round picks, which we're not used to, as we're usually used to them going in with no first-round pick in the draft. Now, the Canucks have hit very well on these drafts. Jonathan Lekkemecki, Braden Coots. We've also seen them draft some talents in the later rounds. Wilson Bjork, who will be representing Sweden in the World Junior Championship as well. This is a team that has done a very good job at getting some picks, and having 2 first-rounders going in gives you the higher odds to land Gavin McKenna, Stenberg, anyone of the sorts. And of course, having that later Minnesota pick gives you the chance to go out and get Caleb Malhotra or another name to help accelerate what you're going through. Now, looking at this, you're going to have more picks than this. We know that Kiefer Sherwood, which is sad to say, is going to be a name that's going to be hitting the market, and a lot of teams are already actively trying to get this speedy, aggressive, and goal-scoring winger, having a career year, 16 goals in 36 games. After coming off 19 just last year in 78, Kiefer Sherwood is going to be the hottest commodity on the open market, and a team is going to give up a first. If you're looking at some of the trades that happened just before the roster freeze kicked in for the holidays, which is lifted on the 27th, we can see the Columbus Blue Jackets exchanged a second and a fourth for a struggling Mason Marchment on a $4.5 million deal. Now, when looking at Kiefer Sherwood, not only does he have more goals than Mason Marchment, more hits and a more impact in that top 6, no hate on Mason Marchment, of course, but this is a guy that's getting paid a fraction of what Mason Marchment is, and the closer you get to deadline, the smaller this contract looks. When looking at that, you also have names like we do see with Evander Kane, Thomas Drance. Go check out his work. This was an incredible article, and he's the even more incredible person speaking about the fact that Mason Marchment got a second. You're going to see similar compensation going to the Canucks for Evander Kane as well. So when you're taking this into account of what the Canucks have going into the draft, they want to get a Gavin McKenna, a big name in this draft, with already having those 2 firsts. You add an extra second, an extra first, you might add a late round pick or a prospect. This accelerated exactly what we've seen coming from Jim Rutherford when he looked at this team, and they were ranked 32nd in the NHL point percentage and total standings. This was a direction that fans looked at and said, hey, this is perfect. We're going to get draft capital. We're getting off UFAs. We have a direction. It's going to suck, but we know we're going to add talent to an already talented pool where a lot of people do look and say, hey, the Canucks don't have a Connor Bedard, a Macklin Celebrini, not yet because they will be coming in a few years, but this is a team that has Coots, Villander, Jonathan Lekkemacki, Medvedev. It's just scratching the surface on what the Canucks have within their system, seeing the extra picks. I mean, once again, we've seen the Mason Marchment trade, which was a second, $4.5 million on his contract, which is smaller than Evander Kane's, both one-year deal. Evander Kane with 18 points over 35 games. We can see in the 29 games that he had with Seattle, he only had 13 points. Evander Kane at retention is going to pull you a second plus. It's without a doubt a playoff performer. That's a heavy hitter. Yes, he takes some stupid penalties, but still a guy that's going to be valued when it comes to a team. But this is where things completely change. Now, we've seen the two blowouts. We've seen the game versus Detroit. The Canucks could not score a goal. You go into the game versus Buffalo, you lose 3-2. Then you trade your captain. Quinn Hughes was traded, and the Canucks went on a run to beat the New Jersey Devils, shut out the New York Rangers, which everyone is doing once again every single time they play at Madison Square Garden. You beat the Islanders. You sneak out a win versus Boston with Kevin Lankinen standing on his head, and also Algren looking outstanding in the shootout, and then you drop the game versus the Flyers. With the Canucks management, we've seen a stretch of a lot of losses, and that's where the word of rebuild came out. Then we see the Canucks go on a bit of a run, and that's where things completely flipped. And it's a damn shame that this management group cannot pick a direction. Now, going into this quote from Patrik Allvin, we felt the package that Minnesota delivered with the younger players gives us a chance to step up here, a retool. It's a little bit of form of a hybrid form. Now, when looking at this, once again, going from contenders to pretenders to wanting to sell all the way to now a retool or a hybrid retool, whatever the word is, this direction continuously changes, and it's one of these situations. The Canucks management have a leak. They have a big pipe with a hole in it, and instead of going out to spend the $10 to fix it, they're spending $1 a day buying duct tape to fill that. Eventually, you're going to run out of money and not be able to put that duct tape on, and maybe management group is finally, or is fired. I shouldn't say finally, because I do think they do some good things, but this is a team that needs to do something. Do I think they should tear it down to the studs? No, I do not. I think this is a roster with a lot of great talent. This is not even a healthy roster. You have Pettersson as your 1C, Marco Rossi stepping in, Atu Ratu, Filip Hronek, Teddy Bluger, Max Sixon, and of course David Kampf. But this is a deep center prospect pool, or a deep center team when you're looking at compared to what they started the season with. You have a lot of great talent. The longest tenured Canuck in Brock Boeser. Filip Hronek has looked like a number one defenseman. Tom Villander has looked outstanding. DPD, this is a team that has a lot of talent, but the fact that we're seeing a lot of this now flip into the retool, I'm worried the Canucks go out to maybe trade that first round pick for someone in their mid to late 20s, and I know this is crazy to say, but it's the Canucks. It's always crazy. We've seen Patrik Allvin speak out and say, I give a lot of credit to the players and how they came together as a team. You see a lot of energy in the dressing room, and we're playing with more speed and pace. I'm not going to say the Canucks are a better team without Quinn Hughes, but they have been playing different, and I love the fact that they're not rolling over. If you had a team that looked at this and say, hey, we traded our captain, we want to tank, I want Gavin McKenna to take my spot, then you have a serious problem. This is a team that is coming out night after night. They're giving their best. They want to win these games. It shows dedication. We've seen Thatcher Demko say himself, he wants to be in Vancouver. Brock Boeser signed his extension. He wants to be here. Conor Garland. The list goes on. This is a team of players that care, and I feel like the management group, and especially the ownership, is continuously not letting them down, the city of Vancouver, but us as fans, as we don't know the direction. The team is going in day after day as they completely change their mindset win after loss. They need to choose a direction. But fans, what is your thoughts on this? What is your thoughts on the season starting as buyers, going into this rebuild mode, straight into a retool in 7-day span? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments, but that'd be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I just want to give a huge shout out, a sincere thank you. If you guys watch this and have been enjoying the channel, this is year 2.5, I think, of covering the Canucks for you guys. I hope you're having an awesome holiday. Go down and let me know your favorite memory from this season or the past calendar year. of the Canucks. Let me know your favorite memory going into the holidays, what your guys' plans is, all of that, because I love reading through it. Sincerely, thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope you guys continue to show up. But I've been your host, Mark Pye. Happy holidays, and take care, Canucks fans.